Yeah.
This is my 11.5 inch. I'll call it a Bravo company, but it's not. 11.5 inch BCM build. It is, but it isn't. I guess I'll start that way. This bad boy started because of this rail. It's a Geisley Mk4 Federal, and I'll go kind of tip to back and talk about everything that I put in there. It kind of started in November of last year when I ordered that rail and the buffer tube with the Super 42 spring. I ordered all that in one set when Geisley was having a sale. They've released this one other time, I think, that I can remember. I don't know. I think they've done it a few times. What I did is I just bought all the parts and put everything together. Surefire War Comp, time for a right-hand shooter. You can see it's kind of faded on there because I've run this gun suppressed a little bit. This is an 11.5 inch Bcm 1-in-7. This is not cold hammer forged, but just a regular barrel. I have a Geisley gas block pinned in there. I have a Troy front fixed sight on there, a Surefire Scout Light, 300 Scout Light with a Surefire clear lens cap. You're not going to be able to see that, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that angle very well. This is a Magpul Surefire Scout Light M-Lock, along with Magpul's Surefire tape switch. I've got that held in with a Ranger band for cable control. It seems to be working now, so unless something breaks, I'm probably just going to run it. I've always been a fan of Geisley rails because I like the 1 o'clock and the 11 o'clock position of the M-locks. And for me, running, this is a BCM kinesthetic hand stop. I think Travis Haley made that in conjunction with BCM. I like that a lot for this gun. It's perfect for about a 10-inch rail for me. It's a slick package the way I grip that rifle. And when I'm running it, it's real easy for me to just fire that light. It really doesn't take anything from me at all. So I really don't have any with a 12 o'clock switch. Although yes, if I had to switch hands, I could easily hit it with the right hand. I kind of sacrificed that for this slick setup. This is super slick. I don't even know if you can see how it fits in. I mean, it really perfectly fits in there. I've never had a misfire of the light, and I probably never will with that setup, though it's probably only going to be able to be run with my left hand, definitely not my right. This is the super modular Mk4 Federal. This is 10 inches long. I had a 9.5 inch, sold it to a friend because he wanted it, and bought the 10 inch when it came out. All of this put together mates up to, this is an Oregon Rifle Works Geisley upper, and the reason why it's a Geisley upper, I don't know if you can see that quite, but the front of the upper receiver is actually machined to fit a Geisley rail, perfectly actually for the Geisley rail, even down here where the tab's going for the locking rail. I've had a couple of different uppers that I've had to actually go through and cut the tabs off with a Dremel and V-carry, or modify the tabs with a Dremel to actually fit it on. I wanted something where I didn't really have to mess with the rail and just be able to put it on there and have it done perfectly. And Oregon Rifle Works had some uppers made that actually do that very well. And that is their little logo there. I don't even know if you can see it. Sitting on top of that upper, I've got an EOTech EXPS-32. That's a 2-dot reticle. It's got a drop on it. I'll be honest, with the naked eye, for me, I don't pick up, unless I tune that way low, I don't really pick up that second dot with my naked eye as well as I thought I was going to. But with a magnifier, you can really pick it up, and it really makes a big difference. So this magnifier that I've got with it, obviously I didn't get those as a set, but this is recently acquired to me. This is pretty new. As a matter of fact, I haven't shot it yet, but I slapped it on there and tuned it up, and so far I've liked it. I went with the front fit sight because with this is a lower 1/3 mount through the EXPS-32, but with that setup, it's out of the way. But if I have any light wash going from inside to outside, I still have the bottom of that front sight for reference, and that reticle sits just right above the sight. Rear of the rifle, for a rear flip up in case the optics fail me. I run the Knight's Armament. It's pretty straightforward. Geisley super charging handle. What I'm running for a charging handle on that bad boy. I really liked it. For the bolt carrier, this is a flat dark earth with BCM bolt carrier group. All of that sits on top of a Radian lower. I did put a Geisley trigger in it. This is the super dynamic combat trigger. It is not the enhanced version, so it's got a little bit of a pull to it. But I say a little bit of a pull, even a Geisley trigger, they're regular triggers are so much better than it. Most that trigger to me, ghosting that trigger with me. There's your take up and break. Reset and break. So it's definitely got a wall, but boy is that a candy cane. If you just over press that a little bit, it's going. Magpul K2 grip. This is the K2 Plus grip, so this is the one that's a little sticky. Flat Dark Earth Lost side folder. I went with that because I do have intentions of probably putting this in a bag at some point and taking it with me, or at least I wanted this rifle to have that capability. I got a BCM end plate on here. This is a Geisley buffer tube with a Super 42 H1 buffer in it. I've left it an H1 buffer. I haven't done anything to make it heavier, because when you're running a law folder, you've got an extra piece of steel sitting in the back of your bolt carrier group that actually adds a little weight to the reciprocating mass. SBA 3 tactical brace, pretty straightforward. I fold the ends in on mine. I've got about, I don't know, let's say 500 to 800 rounds through it. We went out shooting right after I built it and zeroed it. I went out and shot it, and then I threw a suppressor on it. A friend of mine brought us he had a Surefire SOCOM RC2, and we slapped that bad boy on there and I ran it. So I want to say about half of the rounds that I have through this so far are suppressed. But that's it, 11.5 inch BCM.